What is going on? Welcome to another Degen Dads podcast where we're talking about everything Web3. We got a big lineup today. Akbar leak, it's a trap. We got Veve Mint search bar, royalties, Bruce Lee, Soldier Boy, hey, and much
Throwback,
more.
man.
Featuring the one and only Chris Coffee and your host Kyle and Chris Coffee. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, chat. Hope you're having a good day. We're gonna turn the music off now. Got the
Oh, I
intro
can
out of the
hear.
way.
I can hear.
You
What you
can
say,
hear
Kyle?
now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? How are you doing today?
Good morning. Man, I am making it, bro. My wife is away a lot this week, so I've been trying to work and raise and be with my kids. So it's been crazy. And then there's a lot of we could talk about this throughout the podcast, but like there's been a lot of negative energy, I feel like, on the crypto NFT Twitter. So that's its own thing.
Nice. Yeah. For sure. Lots of heated drama in the space for sure. Today we have, let's see, first SoCal Omi Homie, Pixel Trader. Yo, what's going on? Second Weekend Bakes at Smurfed Dabs. What's going on, fam? So today, let's go ahead and just get into it, man. We had
Right.
Veve, with their Akbar leak. So let's get into that. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen on that real quick.
Sure. And I do have some alpha that I can share at the end of the stream, by the way. So if Kyle doesn't cut me off at the end, I have some alpha for you.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So as you can see there, Star Wars Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary character series, 3 digital collectibles make up this series celebrating the 40th anniversary of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Drops in a blind box format Friday, 19th May at 8 a.m. PT. But why not May the 4th? Why not like I don't think we've seen a May 4th drop yet. And like, come on, like let's get a May 4th drop in there, guys. Especially if you're dropping the Admiral Akbar in there. I think that would be cool. Speculation, VB Digital Collectible Sound Money says Chewie and Ewok, says the other ones. So I don't know. Could be that, could be something else. We'll see. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I guess just because I've been so busy, I didn't know about it until right before this podcast. So I don't have many thoughts. And I'm also not a big Star Wars fan. I didn't watch Star Wars until I was in my 20s. And by that time, it just doesn't have I respected it for its time, but it doesn't have the same, like, nostalgia, or the same value. Now, I did play all the games, like, I played Battlefronts, I played, like, there's, like, a racing Star Wars game, I played all the Lego Star Wars, so, like, I was familiar with everything. But, yeah, I didn't actually, like, watch Star Wars until I was in my 20s, and it was dude, if you watch you can't really relate if you didn't watch Star Wars later in life, it's just not as it's not put together, like, well, like, the
Yeah.
universe is, but, like, dude, I just remember in, with Boba Fett, like, in episode 2, I think,
Mm.
I expected him to be this huge character because, like, he has such, like, an amazing storyline throughout the years and stuff, and, like, it's really been highlighted. Bro lasted for, like, 5 minutes before he got eaten. It was so fast. He just, like, appeared, and then he, like, gets eaten by that whatever thing, and then he's over. I'm just like, "What?" Like, this is such a big character over the years, but that's a little rant of I didn't watch Star Wars until later in life.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that and kind of the new age Star Wars. So like the OG fans, grew up with Star Wars, right? They knew Boba Fett. They seen him in theaters. They still thought he was cool, even though he died in the underground giant worm thing.
That's weird.
And they still liked him. But fast forward to today, we have the show, The Book of Boba, which was kind of like
Mhm.
a little bit lackluster. I mean, a little bit lacking in the action department, like making, like you said, like Boba was supposed to be like this hardcore, bad arse guy, right? And the show didn't really like. I mean, he was like the top dog, but I feel like they could have did a little bit more, like, and made him a little bit more like scarier and darker. But there's a lot of like old school fans that don't like the new stuff. So I
That's
mean,
what I've
that's like
heard, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's
it's
because
because they like the old stuff because 'cause they're so tied understandably, man, like, they're so, like, emotionally tied to it, like, that was a big part of either that stage of life, and it was revolutionary at the time, like creating this entire universe. Like I respect it for what it is,
Yeah, well,
but yeah.
there's that, and then they had, like, literally, like, tons of books made, on Star Wars, and they were kind of like canon at the time, and then as soon as Disney bought, Star Wars, they threw out all the books, and they, like, just, like, they turned it was, like, non-canon anymore, and they just,
Mhm,
like, basically trashed the old Star Wars, which was super deep in lore. Like, they still have, like, a lot of the lore in the new shows, and, even in the, like, animated series, which are so the animated series aren't bad, in terms of, like, the story. The visualization is not the best, like, it's not Dave Filoni, animations. It's just, like, weird looking now, but, the storyline's not bad, like, towards the end, and then it leads up into, like, the real shows, like, on Disney Plus that we're seeing the live animation or the live action stuff.
mhm,
So but the problem is the story writing, like, George Lucas did a really good job of explaining the entire universe and this whole construct, but people are like, the new writers and the new directors are just, like, botching this whole entire, like, universe where it doesn't make sense. Like, Luke, for instance, in The Last Jedi was, like, a little scaredy cat, like, after he just beat Darth Sidious, the most powerful Sith Lord in the universe, he just is gonna go run and hide on some planet. Like, I don't buy that. So
yeah.
there's a lot of, like, confusing, like, character, like, twists that were just it just didn't make sense.
See, that was another thing about watching the OGs when I was, like, in my 20s, like, Anakin was so annoying. Like,
Yeah.
when I was watching him, I was like, "Dude, this guy is so annoying," like, this little kid, and yeah, like I said, I respected it for its time, but, it just didn't hit the same as somebody who I was also, like, going through an injury, so I was, like, alone for, like, 3 months, like, on pain medicine, so it wasn't the best time of my life, so I was like, "Let me do something with this time," so I watched Star Wars during that time, and it was just yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I almost wish I'd have just had the nostalgia of all the video games I played and just, like,
yeah.
kept that instead of actually watching. I watched it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 in that order.
I actually liked Anakin, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know he was, like, annoying, but, there's a lot of, like, Easter eggs, like, his shadow when he was, like, walking past the thing, it, like, casted a Darth Vader shadow, and,
Oh,
there's, like, little stuff like that that you had to, like, pick up on, and, kind of the whole point of him being annoying was his, like, his duality inside,
mhm,
like, he wasn't sure which way he was gonna go. There's, like, a lot of,
yeah,
like, subtleties to it, but I still enjoyed the Obi-Wan, like, Anakin fight at the end, where he, like, turns into Darth Vader. I don't know.
yeah,
I love a good lightsaber duel, and
sure.
the new stuff that they don't have any lightsaber duels that are, like, noteworthy. There's none. Like, there's literally
Yeah,
zero lightsaber duels that are actually fun to watch, and, like, I watch if you watch behind the scenes, like, Anakin and Obi-Wan, they trained for weeks and weeks choreographing the fight. They used real lightsaber sticks, and then in the new one, they just do, like, a few takes and call it good. Like, it's, like,
mhm,
atrocious. It's bad. But anyways, I digress. General Akbar, that's gonna be a big one.
sure.
Um, Especially he's a meme. It's a trap meme on, like, all social media, but, somebody said this one, "It's a me." That's pretty funny. Let's see if we can find some other good takes here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it on the General Akbar. So him, 2 other characters, we'll see, maybe Leia. Especially if it's like, oh, this is Return of the Jedi. For some reason, I was like, oh, The Last Jedi. But yeah, Return of the Jedi. We could see some of those nostalgic characters. Super cool, man. Super cool. I love that. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm not gonna lie. So, okay. What else do we have on the show, Chris?
The Vivi did a small update where they updated the Mint search bar. I mean, they apparently made the KYC more smooth, whatever that means. But the biggest thing would be the Mint search bars where you can like specifically search for mints. So yeah, I did a little video on that. I won't play it right here. It works better and you can search for specific mints. I really wish that you could search for off market mints. Um, it's
OTC
obvious, but
mints. I'm just kidding.
no, like that, like mints that you would have, like normal people would have access to, like regular normies that aren't like, whatever. But anyways, that way, like, you could like search for a mint, and like if you have a mint that I want, I could like send you an offer on it. Like that'd be awesome, you know. That's like basically what like other marketplaces do, and that's what Dog brought up yesterday. Shout out to him; he's a content creator as well. When we were talking about it, so that'd be kind of cool. Like you could search for like not just like items for sale, but items that aren't for sale, and also just like kind of see who owns it. Would be kind of cool. But you know, like maybe Kyle owns the 1976 Akbar or whatever.
Yeah, that actually would be worth a lot. I'm not just saying that. Just the meme, he's OG, really respected character. There's actually there's a big backstory on Admiral Akbar because he is like the fleet commander, and you seen him in what was it, the Rogue One squadron? He was commanding that ship that they were able to infiltrate that planet that was like heavily guarded of the Empire. That was a great movie. Whoever wrote that was a great Star Wars. That was a good one. Okay, so that one is like an outlier of the new like Star Wars films. That one is a good one because it's like actually like fits into the story and shows the characters. Like Darth Vader at the end, he's just like, you know, there's a little bit of like bad writing in it, but not as much as the other ones. But yeah, General Akbar, he actually is like this super smart fleet commander that like wins all these battles. He's there destroying the Death Star. Like he's there at you know, Rogue One capturing the data, like super OG. And I think it was what the Last Jedi or the movie before that. They just blow him up into smithereens without even saying anything. They didn't give him a celebration. They didn't even tell you who he was. It was so bad, Chris. It was so bad. Terrible. Anyway,
I saved myself not watching it. Dude, NFT Hodler brought up a good point though on the mints. He said, I wish you could global mint search. So just bring up all the 246 mints in the market. That'd be a really good function. Because like if you're like a special mint collector and you're like, I like 246, you know, you could just say, all right, well, these are all the brands of available 246 mints. So Vivi, if you're watching this, you should
global
implement
search
that feature.
mints. That's actually really smart.
Put NFT Hodler's name by that feature.
Yeah, that's a really good request. I remember I did a couple of suggestions and they're like, oh, that's actually a great idea. And they implemented it. So you never know. You know, people in the community, you know, if you have suggestions like that, always bring it up. Maybe tag me and Chris on Twitter and we'll retweet it for you if it's a banger.
I would retweet that one probably.
Exactly. Like Akbar didn't even get a freaking medal or like nothing. Like,
bro, Kyle's so pressed on this.
Dude, I am so mad because like,
oh my goodness, bro, we have like 20 topics. Why are we still talking about Akbar?
Right, for sure. Okay, so DC dropped Sensation Comics #1, first full cover appearance of Wonder Woman. That's a banger, and a Grail, and the pre, I guess the pre-drop. I don't know, the early access. Like you can go in there and buy. They only had 500 allocated, so 500 lucky, like I guess bat cows, like were able to claim that and buy the comic. Good for them. I
really need to keep up with that, bro. I have a cow and like I just don't check.
I still have yet to get a nice drop using my cow, even on the early access. So there's like just so many cows that are just like spamming at the second it opens, they're just in there. So anyways,
so it's like all the cows can go for it, but only like 500 get it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a small allocation. There's the public drop, you can go for it again, so you kind of get 2 chances. So that's good. Yeah, so there's that. Wonder what that will be worth. That's a good one. And of course, like if they ever drop the Batman Detective Comics, that's gonna be super OG. A big one in the community is royalties and contract migration. This was what we talked about weeks ago. People are already trying to spin their narratives up. They're like trying to like somehow make this bullish case. I don't know. Like, what's your thoughts?
I have a lot, and I posted about it yesterday. So I guess to like give a background, the recent one that blew up more because I think they just executed it the wrong way was GoblinTown.wtf. I think it's .wtf, but GoblinTown, otherwise known as. They essentially updated their metadata to show a big middle finger. And it also in their metadata, which is the picture that you see basically, or like what it shows you in the picture, is like F royalties, F this, like whatever. The whole point was the marketplaces are in a battle to 0% creator royalties. In other words, like where what used to be like an enforced higher percent to give to the artist, marketplaces are trying to compete for market share. So what they're doing is they are trying to lower, and it's a race to zero. So a lot of these projects that launched before this debacle and before OpenSea kind of joined in on this race are having to redo their contracts. In order to redo their contracts, they have to basically abort the original contract and JPEGs attached to that and create a new one. So this isn't the first project to do this. This one just made the most noise. I think the reason is they just did it so abruptly. Like I actually brought it up on Degen Dads podcast, but this other project, I think it's like Notorious. I keep on getting Frogland.io confused with it. I think this one is Notorious Frog. Regardless, it's this frog NFT project, and they essentially did the exact same thing. But they talked about it with their community for a while, and it was agreed upon, and then it happened. I think Goblin Town, from what I've seen on Twitter, like people just woke up to like their NFTs no longer being goblins. They are now middle fingers. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to airdrop your same goblin, and then they're going to change the royalties in the contract where people have to pay 5% royalties, which I understand. And they could even update really cool stuff in the contract. They could make the contract more advanced and do more functionality. But the whole debate and the narrative that Kyle's talking about is, well, your NFT is supposed to be immutable. So like, why can it be changed? And if it can be changed, then how is that any different than what Vivi has done? It gets so much more complex than this, because it's like you know what you're getting into before you buy it. Typically, you know where the data is stored. Almost every single NFT project tells you where the JPEGs are stored. So if they're stored on a centralized server, or if they're stored on a decentralized server, or if they're stored on the blockchain. If they're stored on the blockchain, it is immutable. So like, as long as if Goblin Town was stored on Ethereum, they would be goblins for as long as Ethereum is up. But they weren't. So you know that going in, and this is where I'll like pass the conversation to you, because we talked about it a little bit before. Essentially, you have an option of, do I care if this is on a centralized server? Do I want this on a decentralized server, or do I want this on chain? And you can pick one of those. And in my opinion, they all have different purposes. And it also boils down to how much do you trust the team? And I will pass that off to you, because that's kind of what you were talking about earlier, Kyle.
Yeah, well, you can kind of see the image. It's a little like, it's a little explicit, so we're gonna scroll down past that, but you get the idea. Um, yeah, there's a lot of nuances in this. Like, people are trying to spin it like this is all of Web3. Like, like, oh my god, like look at Web3. It's like supposed to be decentralized, and there's a point to that. Like, yeah, if a project like doesn't consent, or like a DAO that doesn't consent with their user base and their like holders, then and they just do it, yeah, that's probably a problem. But like DAOs that like have a vote, or people that don't know what a DAO is, it's a decentralized autonomous organization. A lot of these projects are built that way, and everybody has a vote and a say, or that the founders usually talk about these issues. And if the holders are fine with it, it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all, because what happens is if you don't migrate to this new royalty contract, then the project just dies. Like that's the hard truth, is that these DAOs have treasuries, and if they don't get income, and these creators too, you're talking about artists, so like artists that don't have these types of contracts enabled, they'll essentially just like their careers will just die. And somehow the VV community, or some people, select people in the VV community, are saying like this is like, oh, totally, like look at Web3, it's awful because enforced royalties. I'm like, no, I brought this up weeks ago and talked about enforced royalties and how this was good for Vivi, and in terms of like they could now there's less of an excuse to make this self custody and interoperable, because they have technology and contracts now that are enabled. So Vivi could technically use this type of contract. Now it's still immature, and there's probably a lot of coding and solidity development that needs to take place before any of this happens. Immutable X just implemented ZK EVM polygons, ZK EVMs. So there's a lot of like, still there's still a lot of like moving parts here, but um anyways, I explained to why it was good that projects were doing this, but of course, Chris highlights the kind of the bad side of it because for people that don't consent to this, it does look bad because it's like, man, I was holding this NFT and I just kind of want to do whatever I want with it. For people maybe that they don't care about the projects, like they don't care that the project isn't going to get royalties. That I could see why that would be an issue, but again, it depends on like what you're holding. Most people that hold art NFTs, probably wouldn't care because you're supporting the creator, and that's what made NFTs attractive to begin with was the royalties aspect. So there's a back and forth issue there, but again, it's all nuanced, and
Yeah,
it's going to be project per project basis.
I personally think the play is to incentivize people to burn their original NFT in order to get this new one, and then whoever doesn't want to burn it, then they can just face the lack of perks from burning it, and that's what Huga did, or Board APR Club. They had these really like cool creature called a coda on their like land plots, and if you wanted to separate, it's called decouple your coda from your land, you would have to burn both. And if you burn it together, you then get the coda in a separate collection, which is in its own collection, has its own value there. And then you get the other deed in a separate collection. It's called an expanded other deed. And now both these collections have enforced royalties, but people still had the option. So if you don't want to separate your coda, which you probably do, but if you want your NFT to be exactly as you purchased it, then don't burn it. And whatever. As far as the revenue goes, Kyle, I really understand that, and I mostly agree. I do feel like depending on the project, though, they still need more income streams. They still need more ways to make revenue besides royalties. But that depends on the project. Especially if it's art, then expect royalties. Goblin Town is more of like a business structure with Truth Labs, and I don't think they should just rely on royalties. So I don't really know how I feel about like Goblin Town's like abrasive move on this. As somebody who started off with a free mint, who got lucky and got a lot of traction, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Also,
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, good. No, mine's
Oh,
unrelated.
I was just gonna say, like, yeah, it's just so nuanced. Like, it's hard to like just say this is the answer, this is the solution, because it's not a one size fits all here. And a lot of these projects that are, especially like just starting off, they really rely on royalties. Like, they need them to survive. Like, it's a startup. So while yes, like you couldn't add multiple income streams, and that is smart. Um, they can't really get off the ground if they don't have any funding. So then you have to look at like VC funding and selling parts of your business off, and kind of like selling your soul a little bit to raise funds in a different way.
But
So
contrary
it is
point though, the projects having to do this should have already got that funding, because the whole reason of even having to do this is because they created their contract under like the old system, and now there's a new system, so they're having to redo everything. Like projects that are just starting out now can just enforce that since the beginning.
Yeah. Projects now won't have an issue, and moving forward, I think this is just one of those like speed bumps in the road. It's like it's going to cause a little turbulence, and some projects like will probably like go belly up, like because people are like, oh, this sucked, like, and then just everybody just like move on to the next one. But for other projects, like you said, Yuga, for example, they're doing a good job about it. So it'll like for them, it's really a non-issue. So it all just comes down to the project. So, anyways, I just don't like to see like Veve people out there like running around with this narrative, like all projects are gonna like this is so
Whoa.
bad, and like yeah, it's not the case, and that's not how it works. And
Yeah, I had that.
these narratives are just silly.
I posted about this yesterday, and somebody tried to spin a narrative on it. It's very similar to like there's a scam on OpenSea, therefore OpenSea is full of scams. Like that's just not or like OpenSea is like not even. Let's take it a step further. Not even full of scams, but like basically you associate OpenSea with scams. It's like that's not really a fair blanket statement, because if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're looking for, it's really not. Like it's very easy to filter. But if you are coming from a perspective where you're not familiar with it, then yeah, maybe you can fall and and find a bunch of scams. But I just don't think it's very fair. And going back, you know, if you want to talk about like this not being able to happen, guess what I got yesterday, Kyle? Or basically got.
What'd you get?
My first ever ordinal. If you're not familiar with what an ordinal is a Satoshi.
Chris looks like an ordinal right now. Like
It's
he's blocky.
it's a so Bitcoin is made of a bunch of Satoshis, and an ordinal is an inscription on one of those Satoshis. It's almost like writing on a penny, and it is on Bitcoin. Therefore, it is immutable. Like you can't undo it. So it's not there. This issue doesn't happen. There's nobody in the world that can rug me or replace that image because I wrote it on there permanent with a permanent marker, baby. And so I think Bitcoin inscriptions are going to be very good for like very high value pieces of like art because they can't be moved. You know, they are what they are. But yeah, I got my first one yesterday. Shout out to Free NFT with Igor. He's also associated with the person who ran the Super Bowl commercial, Gabe Layden, with Digidagaku. And so yeah, I got like one of the medallions. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then we're we're gonna get our wizards too, by the way. So that's gonna be cool.
Let's go. I thought you were gonna bring up your Bruce Lee NFT.
Oh yeah, I got one of those. Dude, I bought like four different NFT projects yesterday, so I lose track. But I did get some Bruce Lee's though. Bruce Lee has an official. So Bruce Lee did drop apparently like I don't know if they used his likeness on Eternity like 2 years ago.
Bring that tweet up. Bring it up.
What tweet?
The Bruce one you tweeted yesterday. Okay. Yeah, bring that.
Everybody
likes it. Everybody loves Bruce Lee, man.
I bought two, but I kind of bought both just for the art because the artist was very good on this. All right, let me see.
Dino.
Somebody mentioned a consensus NFT.
Yeah, what's up with that? Consensus NFT?
Yeah,
didn't know they had one.
I know. You need to get me one of those, Kyle. If I can't make it.
Well, I think it's a different consensus, but yeah.
Hey, there we go. So this is an official, backed by Bruce Lee NFT. So like I said, Eternity like 2 years ago, I think used his likeness. What's that?
I said Bruce Lee from the grave.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Bruce Lee officially. Oh wait, this is my comment on your thing. This is the
That's post. All right. Just flip the art. Yeah, it looks cool.
Well, no, because I wanted to show that like there was actually like this. I didn't know her, but there was a well-known artist tied to it. I was trying. Somebody actually tagged it. Here it is. This people pleaser. She has 77,000 followers, but she's the one that like made the art to it. And she did a really good job. And I think it's worth noting that that Bruce Lee did actually like tweet about it. Yeah,
from the grave.
Yeah, from. So.
I feel like it
this is still available. This is still available. I guess that's important to say right here.
Yeah,
so
it's open edition, like 24-hour window. So if you
you have 12 hours now,
and it says if you want to click on it,
what?
Go ahead and click on it because it has a little bit of alpha in that page. Like it says, like this is your ticket to.
Yeah. So there's been real quick. There's been 19, almost 20,000 minute. I'm two of those, and 0.008 floor price. Which part do you want me to click on? The buy now. You want me to buy it on this?
The manifold. Yeah, the manifold page. It's not showing though on your screen.
Probably because I got to connect my wallet.
Oh no, like just a manifold drop page.
You're gonna rug me, dude. Anyway, it says like Genesis NFT on it. It's gonna whatever. I'm not buying this for the value though, but there is some speculation around it. Because
I can't see. You're just sharing the Twitter.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Dude, wait. Oh, I recognize this. This is from a project a while back. I know. Hold on, Kyle. This is I don't know. For some reason, it redirected me to this, and this is like
that's the makers.
Yeah, this is like a film-based project that released like last year at this time.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring that up. It says your ticket into the Bruce Lee, whatever. So I'm speculating that this is gonna be some kind of either animation or behind the scenes stuff we never seen before in terms of Bruce Lee. So I think they're gonna have some kind of drop later on. And you mentioned that yesterday in one of your tweets, and then I kind of circled the ticket part and the coming soon part. And then yeah, like this is just an animation company, but if you read their description, it says like behind the scenes experiences, films, animation. So we could see something further with this project, with this drop. So something to keep an eye on. It was only like $15 to mint, plus gas fee. So, anyways,
I don't know, man, because ETH shot up today, so that $15 is now like
whew,
$19.
whew.
ETH
You can use fiat, I think, on Manifold. So
yeah, you can
um,
use card. I forgot about that
all right.
actually. I probably
So
should have just did that.
Nike swoosh, you had some updates on that, and Adidas dropped their alts. So a little Nike Adidas kind of clash. Like weird that they would do stuff. Adidas doing stuff right around when swoosh does stuff. I think that's a little odd, but anyways,
Puma is still MVP though. You know, let's be real. Oh, dude, we didn't even put on
Puma Moon
this
shoes.
on our document. Like the Reddit Gen 3 avatars was a huge topic this week that we could talk about later. I was scrolling through to look for the swoosh update and then just saw it.
So yeah, Adidas, they just launched their alter egos. As I tweeted this, it was like 0.5 ish, point yeah, 0.5 ETH, and then they pumped to 0.8 plus. So not too surprising. I knew I should have aped in and bought one. I asked my wife, and I don't know why I did, because like she doesn't really know the space at all, like I do. But she knows the space, just not like me. And I knew it was gonna pump, and I should have bought one. But it is what it is. You can see the trailer here. It's pretty cool. We'll just fast forward through it a little bit and pause this audio. Um, he goes into this hotel and transforms a little bit, and it features like obviously the Bored Ape in there, and you can see like a little bit more like how to mint it essentially on their website. So anyways, cool stuff there from Adidas, on that end with their alter ego. You got your Nike tweet? I can't hear you, Chris. You're muted.
Okay, sorry. I've been coughing a lot, so when I'm not talking, I don't want to just like start coughing into the mic. So I forget that I mute myself. Yeah, I have my Nike tweet. I will pull it up right now. So Nike is doing, where'd it go? Nike is doing swoosh. We've been talking about it for a while, and for some reason this just disappeared. So give me a second. Dang it. It's funny, I've been commenting on everything that you were saying, and I guess you didn't hear me.
I did not. So anyways, here's like some utilities while you're pulling that up. It basically, if you mint one of these things, it'll give you a trait, and based on your trait, you have exclusive utility specific to your alter ego. So there's like strikes, sprints, hoops, thrills, amps, souls, decos, and drips. And it kind of gives a little bit more information. I tweeted about this yesterday as well. And you do get like rights to your PFP, like commercial IP rights for your alt. So that's really cool. Premium access to Adidas Collect platform, physical and digital exclusive experiences, co-creation opportunities for Adidas products and experiences. You get a vote. They have a lot of stuff, man. This is a big deal.
Yeah, that is huge.
So, anyways,
dude, Iron Man said, question, are any of you still excited about NFT projects that's at least a year old besides Vivi? Yeah, a ton of them.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
most of the projects I'm in are over a year old. So yeah.
yep, same.
One of them, I don't know if it's officially made a year. I would have to go look, but it's Puma, bro. I'll just speaking about the shoes. I minted Puma when they started, and you're able to burn. So they airdropped a bunch of stuff, and one of the airdrops, if you burnt it, you get this free shoe. This shoe is limited to, there's actually under 2,000 of this specific shoe, and so I'm actually getting that next month, bro. So hopefully I get it. I doubt I'll get it before consensus because I know you'll be there in Austin, but I'll be rocking these. I'm not gonna like collect these. I'm gonna wear them. I'm gonna wear the heck out of them, man. Wear them every day. Because I want, it's a good representation of like, what's that? Well, this is something I got for free off of holding NFT, blah blah blah. Anyways,
this is what your shoe looks like, Chris. It's a shovel nose shark shoe. I also teased Chris a little bit about it, calling it a lunar moon shoe as well.
Yeah, bro. What the heck? Why you teasing me on that? I like the shoe. For some reason, my media is not going back as far because I was gonna show you. I already had the swoosh pulled up to this. I do want to talk about Reddit later because this is a pretty big deal. I think Reddit is going to help lead mainstream adoption of NFTs. So this is a swoosh update, which I got my swoosh finally, bro. I signed up like 8 months ago, and I finally got it. But they officially released like the process. So there's gonna be an airdrop. So basically, if you're holding one of the dot swooshes, which if you watch our podcast, you probably have one. You will be possibly randomly selected to get airdropped a free digital poster. So that's going to be really cool. You're going to get first access to that, first access to the OF1 stuff, to the digital shoes. Then there's going to be the reveal gallery. And then my favorite part, number 7, is utility, unique benefits such as special access to products and experiences and more. Now, in this part, it doesn't say it, but if in their actual Medium article, this actually says exclusive access to physicals. So like I'm extremely like interested in like physical exclusive Nike merch, shoes, whatever they decide to do with this. I think that's a really big deal. Where'd you go?
Preach! So anyways, it's cool to see these companies get in, you know. I've collected and bought like Nike shoes growing up, like was a big Nike fan growing up. And then later like really started liking Adidas because they started like actually doing a good job on their shoes. Were a couple of them. They had like a 1 or 2 bangers in high school when I was in high school. So it's cool to see like these brands coming to the Web3 space and really evangelizing it in a nutshell. Adidas retweeted theirs to like their 4 million followers on Adidas football account. So I thought that was really cool.
Dude, that's big. That's an important point right there, Kyle. Some of these brands don't want to be associated with their projects, and I think that's super lame. So like they'll basically Nickelodeon did this through their Nickelodeon NFT. Instead of just like the Nickelodeon account coming out saying, "Hey, we have an NFT, go check it out." They like make this like side account that they don't want to be associated with, which just tells me they want to like suck the liquidity out and like run with it. Which I do. I still hold that NFT drop, that Nickelodeon drop. But you have people like Puma who literally 7 million followers is like Puma.eth, always updating you about their NFT project through their official Twitter and their official websites. I guess Adidas is doing the same thing. Nike was even pretty bad about like with them being involved with Artifact, not really backing the project and Artifact as far as like publicly goes. I think that's very important to look for in these Web2 companies. Like, are they all in, or are they just kind of like hoping that other companies run their products, use their likeness, and make money off of it? Same thing with a lot of things on Veve, bro. Like, is some of these brands, are they at least talking about, hey guys, we have digital collectibles, you should go check them out? Or is it kind of like, hey Veve, go make us that bread as long as it lasts, and we don't really want to associate ourselves? Because the people that are associating themselves, like there's going to be a bigger future with that. Maybe there's more collectibles, maybe there's future utility experiences. There's so much more that can come off of brands actually wanting to be involved, opposed to, hey, you can use this so that I can get a check.
Yeah, no doubt. Totally agree. Um, you said earlier you mentioned ETH is pumping. You know what's not pumping? The
It broke
only token.
it broke 2K today, bro.
Oh man.
And I sold some.
Yeah,
I sold some ETH like yesterday or the day before that.
yeah.
I sold it and it went up 5%.
I did not. I was expecting a 2K pump.
I
I
sold for
actually.
sorry, I know I interrupted you again, but I sold for us. I want you to know that.
You what?
I sold for us, for you, Kyle, because
Oh,
I'm seriously, I'm probably gonna buy a Roadcaster Pro for our production of this Degen Dads podcast, running it on YouTube and Twitter. And I decided, like, instead of just pulling out of my personal account, like I'll just cash out some crypto and buy it. I have I have a lot more ETH, but I just decided just to take a little bit out so I can just purchase that without dabbling in my personal finances.
nice, nice. Super excited about that. But yeah, like Omi definitely not doing too well. It's moving sideways. While ETH is pumping, Bitcoin has even pumped. So again, I've tracked a couple of breakouts here. Like I was tracking this, it broke out. I just don't like to post my trade stuff because people get weird and like they're like, oh, bro, like it could go up, go down. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just get ridiculous comments when I share my stuff. And like, yeah. Anyways, so this one pumped again right here. I was charting this, so not too big of a surprise here. When it gets to these like levels, you always want to be like kind of hawking it and paying attention there. So good stuff on Ethereum. They just did the Shanghai upgrade and the a couple other upgrades as well. So that's kind of what's going on in ETH world. And again, Bitcoin and ETH, man, the king and queen of crypto. You know, doing its thing. So it's pumping the rest of the market a little bit, just barely.
Yeah, bro.
But,
FTX up 100%.
Dude, I saw your tweet. Pull up that tweet.
Yeah, FTX is up 100% because of I can pull it up. They essentially recovered like I'll just pull it up instead of just guessing exactly what it was. But yeah, pretty insane. I was like joking around with Twitter. So actually this tweet didn't get a lot of people didn't see it or care about it, but it was actually kind of a big deal. FTX is, why do I always miss the screen button? All right, here it is.
Do you think only can go down further than this?
Yes. FTX is up 107%. I'm pulling it up right now. And the reason being is that it recovered 7.3 billion in assets, and it's considering relaunching the exchange in Q2. I don't know if they're actually going to go through with this, but I mean, recovering 7.3 billion is pretty nice. And yeah, so we up, baby, 107%. Who was buying the dip? Who was buying the dip? This is the next Bitcoin, baby. Okay, it's really not. Please don't buy.
Yeah, don't do that.
I do not endorse FTX. I do not endorse FTX.
We're gonna get freaking lawsuit over.
No, so
this is entertainment only.
This episode is brought to you by.
We're gonna hide Chris. Chris is gone. No, I'm kidding. We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. No,
it's not really sponsored by FTX. I don't really endorse FTX, but it is up 107%, so that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, no doubt. So people are already kind of writing about it a little bit on Twitter as well. Their aspiration is yet sensible calendar for the debtors plan. So people are like already kind of weighing in on it. Like I guess this target plan timeline. I don't know who this is, but anyways, it's interesting how this is gonna unfold. To say the least.
It is, man. Yeah.
I'm not using that exchange.
No way. I barely trust Coinbase. I try to keep a lot of stuff in Coinbase, but that is my like go-to like onboard a fiat to crypto or away from crypto. But yeah, I don't trust exchanges, especially not trusting FTX.
Razer, the gaming hardware giant, is launching their Web3 incubator called ZW3i. So this is pretty cool. Razer is one of the major, hardware gaming hardware companies out there. They sell tons of gear, computers, branded stuff, keyboards, all kinds of stuff. You can customize your computer lights. Like there's so much stuff they do, and very well done.
I have a Razer.
There you go. Chris has a Razer. So if you look at their website, they have some of these brands, including Animoca and a few others on there as well. Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. They're prioritizing fun games. Who would have thought over, just any blockchain game. So who would have thought you needed a fun blockchain game to actually be, incubated? So anyways, there's that. Pretty cool stuff. More adoption happening despite, what people are saying in the space. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. And shout out to Mochaverse, man. We're both holders of Mochaverse, and they're doing like giveaways, like, or at least allow us giveaways and partnerships like every other day, it seems like. So I'm glad that I'm holding that. Also, if you haven't already liked the stream, be sure to like the stream for the YouTube algos. There's 33 people watching. Please do all the YouTube things. Get us into those algorithms. Get my boy Kyle out there. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to that because we were like halfway through the stream and I realized that I didn't like the video, and I was like, dang, if I didn't like it, why are other people gonna like it? Because like I'm here. So go do that.
All right, guys. That's all I got for this one. Unless you wanna go over some other topics,
bro. There's some juicy drama that went on that I feel like we have to touch on, or else I don't know. Something's gonna happen.
What you got? What you got?
All right, let me prepare. Oh yeah, this is a lot, dude. So, and I also have some outfit at the end. Influencer drama, and I'm not talking about Veve influencer. I'm talking about like not macro, but like macro NFT space influencer. I'm trying to find the actual case against it. Basically, she was elected for the NFT 100, which is like the 100 most influential people, not just influential, but like beneficial people to the NFT space. Now, granted, this is a popularity contest. I'm not super fond of the way they structured this, but it is what it is. And there's also other people on that list who have done really sketchy things. But beside the point, she was nominated for the NFT 100. And like the NFT 100 is about to happen, if not already happened by the time of making this. And she launches a project. I'm trying to find it. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with it. She basically hypes up this project. It's called Block Doge 3. She hypes it up with here it is. She hypes it up with the one of the founders of Doge.
Mistakes were made with the wallets that I controlled or whatever.
Yes, yeah, that's the quote, bro. So
yeah, it's gone viral.
Allegedly, Nicole Benham, whatever. Tweets getting deleted 16 hours. Anyways, so this thread doesn't even go into all of it. Let's see. I really want to find the Zach thread because that one's the best. Because essentially she's hyping this up, even though she's like part of it, but she's acting like she's not part of it. What's the guy's name? Zach what? The guy who does the
Zach XBT, I think. Yeah, Zach XBT. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so hopefully he kind of gets more. Yeah, this dude does this kind of analytical stuff.
He's like the CopyZilla of crypto.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Right, so, this is just her saying when you have inside information and one of your trades goes well, and this is like a tweet from February. So this is all the things she did. She basically blocked Doge, tweeted something, and she said, "No roadmap, no utility, I'm in." And she's in recording of a space, hyping it up, saying like this project's gonna be awesome. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was basically like along the lines of like giving it like as if she's an outsider, like excited about it. Come to find out, a wallet she controls minted 250 of these for free, and she lists almost all of them at top. So she top is like 0.09. So she lists all these at top. She makes 20 Ethereum off of this, and she then tweets later, thank you to everyone who supported the Blocky Doge 3 free mint yesterday. There was a mistake made in a wallet that I controlled. This morning, that same wallet swept the Blocky Doge, which there's something to this too. This morning, the same wallet swept the Blocky Doge 3 floor. All the NFTs purchased will be transferred to the studio wallet. So anyways, she mints 250 of these for free, dumps them all for 20 Ethereum gain, and then comes out and says, sorry, there was a mistake in the wallet that I control. Anyways, so all this to say, this is where it gets even more dramatic, because she was in this NFT most 100 influential people, blah blah blah, and
there must have been a typo in that list because I wasn't in that list. That's weird.
They redacted her. They dude, this is like a live. This is like a live, basically a live event. This is going on like as we speak, like throughout the week.
It's gone viral.
So
I'm in my chat and I'm seeing people make memes already of this.
Oh yeah, here I didn't even. Here it is. Yeah, so they redacted her from the from the NFT 100. And while I think they should, here it is. There's mistakes made in a wallet that I controlled.
Yeah, people in the Veve community are already making memes of this, like relating it to Veve already.
Bro, this is gonna be meme so hard for so long. Now, like with all of that being said, the like counter argument is that there's a lot of other like people on the list who have also done things, but bro, I don't know how you're gonna defend her in this, man. Like this is I don't know. Somebody try to make I disagree with this so strongly. I know she's a good community leader, but Betty with Deadfellas tried to make this a like sexist thing. I'm like, bro, no, she looks like allegedly, it looks like she rugged like all these people, use them as exit liquidity. And by the way, apparently, I didn't go through all the transactions. Apparently, she made 20 Ethereum off this, right? When she said she went and reswept, because she got caught, she's apparently, so she swept 15 Ethereum worth. meaning if that's true, meaning she still profited 5 Ethereum, bro. Like she still profited $10,000 off of like promoting this, minting it, dumping it. So no, like this is not like a sexist thing. Like, should they maybe call out other people on the NFT 100 if they did this? Yeah. But the problem is this happened at the time of the NFT 100. So like, while there might be some people on that list that have done sketchy things in the past, this is a very like as something's going on is highlighted space. So like if this would have been a male, the same thing would have happened. Like, and I'm totally for like feminism and like understanding and respecting women, but like I personally do not think that this is a sexist thing. Like I think this is just a bad actor did a bad thing and it was at a bad time. And here you go.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's just, yeah, man, it just doesn't look good optically. It's just like it looks like a grift, right? I don't know. I know she'll. I kind of want to wait and see what she says. I don't know if she's addressed it yet, or like the specifics. It just doesn't look good at all for her.
She did
So
address it, bro. She said that she she said that there were mistakes made in a wallet she controlled, man. That's it. The case
that's
closed.
just
Like
not.
that's what happened. Why are
I,
you questioning
I
anything
don't know
else?
if that tweet was thought through there. She hosted one of the back. She hosted one of the Backcal spaces. She actually follows me on Twitter as well. But
You know, she probably got money from that back out space, right? Or she probably got it on her
oh yeah, yeah.
account, or she
That,
probably
that
got
was back.
something.
Yeah, and that was back when like spaces were like getting sponsored and all kinds of stuff back then when blockchain was pumping.
Which I have no problem
Was
with. Just don't
pumping.
do shady stuff. Like just be
Yeah.
upfront. Like, hey, this space is like I'm getting 250 free mints is
Oh yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. We have big news too. Yeah, rumors of Twitter going to onboard and integrate like crypto and stock trading or something by end of
What?
year. Yeah, there's rumors of that by that one whale account on Twitter that you pulled up earlier.
Watcher
They
Guru or
just
whatever.
yeah, he
Yeah.
tweeted that. I don't have any like articles yet to substantiate that, but I can try
Watcher
to.
Guru is pretty good. There's a couple others that I follow that are fast with news, but like they're too opinionated. Like there's
Yeah,
like
the
Whale Chart
whale
or
watch.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whale chart.
Whale
Yeah.
Chart is like I like that how fast the updates are, but like too much opinion for like a breaking news thing. You know, I feel like I'm
Right.
watching
Totally.
a normal news channel that's extremely biased, and then like he gets mad and yells at people, and then he gets his account lost and
It's
hacks.
like
And he
it
got his
reminds me
account
of
lost.
CNN and
People got
Fox.
scammed. And he's like, "Well, that's on you, bro." It's just
Yeah, it's
I
like the
don't know.
CNN Fox of crypto. eToro, yeah, I like unbiased news. I don't even like watching news, period, or TV in general. eToro announces crypto stock trading integration with Twitter. So this is interesting. This is kind of what it was talking about. And so eToro, the tweet, very excited to be launching a new cash tags partnership, which will enable Twitter users to see real-time prices for a much wider range of stocks, crypto, and other assets, as well as having the option to invest through eToro. So it's kind of like I don't know how integrated that necessarily is. Just using cash tags. And yeah, so anyways, there's that. Pretty cool
How
though.
long? How long we been going, Kyle?
Almost an hour. We're
All right,
coming up at
I gotta get
50.
my alpha then. I gotta get my alpha. If it's still going, I hope it's still going. Let me see. Um, we've been talking about this in my Discord for a while, or for a couple days now, which feels like a while in this space. And shout out to Rip Artist. He's the one that originally discovered this alpha for me. I say alpha when I say this. Here's the thing: what I mean by this. This is something that's coming that could be something or could not be something. A lot of those times, people look back and are like, "Wow, I wish I knew about that." And a lot of those times, if it's a dud, nobody ever hears about it. That's what this is one of those things. Either it's gonna absolutely do nothing or it's gonna be something cool. But I really like the website, and this is almost free. You have to pay a transaction cost to claim. And again, big shout out. I gotta before I even pull this up, I gotta pull up his social media because he's the one that brought it up, and I know he's an artist, so he's trying to grow his social. So and he's he's also a YouTube member of my channel. So huge shout out to Rip Artist for this. So I know a lot of you are thinking, all right, Chris, just share the damn alpha, and I will. I will get there. I promise.
Hurry up, bro. I got
You know,
things to do.
I'm working towards it. I gotta build it up. You know, like you gotta wait for it.
I gotta get ready for another video.
Okay, yeah. Well, I have it pulled up. I think you just gotta actually like pull it up. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, baby. All right. So this Rip Artist, shout out to him for the alpha. So the alpha, please use a burner wallet, burner Twitter. That means something that has ETH in it that you're not afraid to lose because you never know with this type of stuff. And even a burner Twitter if you don't want your information to get compromised. Go to www.garbageuniversity. And it has this like pretty cool little high def animation to it. And you got to just enroll at the Garbage University. You're going to connect your wallet. They make you do like a silly little tweet, and then you claim your pass. These Garbage Universities passes, I don't know if they already have a collection. It'd be kind of weird if they actually, let me just put it. Basically, this pass will grant you access to the ecosystem. Garbage friends. It sounds so funny talking about it, but they're like little gifts. And this is how they look. So this is like you get like an ID number, and you're a freshman student class of 2023, and this is your gateway ticket to the ecosystem. All you have to do is pay the gas to be able to claim it. Last time I checked, there was almost 18,000 of these minted. I'm willing to bet that like probably 7,000 individuals at most, but minted multiple. I minted 2 myself, because I used a different Twitter and a different wallet or whatever. Yeah, there's 15K as of April 12th. Anyways, could be nothing. Could drain your wallet. Please use a burner if you do this. But also, if it does rip, in a month or whenever this actually happens, just remember, Degen brought to you by Degen Dads podcast. So in other words, if it fails, then I don't want to hear it. If it succeeds, then give me a shout out.
All right, nice. I got some alpha as well. Shrapnel, one of the AAA games in the space from AAA developers. This is an extraction shooter similar to Dead Drop. So their gameplay looks really sick, and it does look AAA. They'll be having a token airdrop for operators. So if you own their like operator NFT, they're going to be dropping Shrap to operators, and the airdrops will be based on the rarity of your operator, aka if you hold a more rare operator, probably you'll get more Shrap. I assume they haven't announced the snapshot just yet, but you do need to complete a couple of things to ensure you get the airdrop. So token airdrop to operator holders, have a operator NFT, create a player account, link all operator NFT wallets to your player account before the snapshot date to be determined, or TBA. Use Shrap to secure your call sign and test the Shrapnel platform, which what they'll have is an alpha, I believe, this summer, when their alpha of their game, starts. So again, let me see if I can find some footage of their actual game here.
Hey, what's the actual collection name?
So I think it's just Shrapnel Operators. I would just go to their like official Twitter here. Hold on, 123,000 followers, and they have a link tree. And just be sure to go to the right collection. They have SEUs as well, which are pretty cheap. They did free mints for their operators, and then you could also mint them. And they sold out. And there's Polygon SEUs, which are container units, Shrapnel container units, or something like that. And they'll have like cosmetic skins and things like that. So I bought like 8 myself. So I'm kind of like stacking a little bit there. But yeah, just a little. Let's see if I can find. I don't know where their gameplay videos are, but it's pretty sick. Like they have a pretty sick trailer. Wherever it may be.
I need to go get some, man. There's also there's a game going live in a couple like hours. I was on the allow list, but it ended up like it's not even worth the mint as far as like a flip goes. But I might participate in the game itself. It's called Light Towers, and essentially like you figure out like let's see. Oh, never mind. Hold on.
Here's a little footage from their website. It's like an autoplay video. But as you can see, the game looks pretty. I mean, it's got good graphics. Look, like if you look at that, like it's actually pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like better. It looks better than some of the games that are out in the actual like gaming space, like regular games.
Is it playable already?
No, the alpha I believe launches this summer. So
okay, that's cool.
A lot of people fade. Well, what happens a lot in the space, Chris, I notice is a lot of people fade games until they like launch something, and then all of a sudden the price pumps, like what we saw with like Dead Drop.
So, yeah. Trust me, I know. I sold bottom.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of like stacking a little bit on this one, within reason, of course. Not financial advice. This is just entertainment, but you get the picture there. So, anyways, that's all
Yeah,
I
bro.
got from my side.
I like it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go snag a few maybe later today. What's it? Is it on Ether Polygon or
They have two. Some SEUs, those container units are in Polygon, and then they launched the Ethereum collection as well. So
cool?
interesting what they're doing, and I think they're on
Yeah.
Avalanche technically. So yeah,
Oh, yeah. I need to check my Avalanche printer to see if it's still going.
yeah. So it's interesting how they'll roll this out and connect all the blockchains
Yeah.
together. I think it's cool. I think they're like promoting each blockchain, pulling in gamers from all the different like spaces. So I think they're doing a good job there in that. So all right, well, that's all we got for this one. Degen Dads, subscribe. Also check out the podcast section. If YouTube has a new podcast area, if you type in Degen Dads, you can subscribe to our podcast. Subscribe to both of our channels. If you like the content, next week we'll be on Chris's channel, and we'll see you over there. Be like an NFT, be authentic, and we'll catch you later, Chris. That's it. That's all you got. All right, Paige. He doesn't want to get rug pulled, so. All right.